Hey everybody, I'm Shawn of webpianoteacher.com. How are you doing today? Well, we're doing a very special request today by one of my all-time greatest customers and friends. We'll call him Tom. Tom, I'm wearing this shirt. You and I will know what this means. So, very cool. It's a song called Butterfly by Jon Batiste. And Tom is going to play it for his kids and sing it and learn it. And I think that's just a wonderful thing. So let's get started on it. Yeah, John, look it up on YouTube. Jon Batiste, Butterfly, and great tune. All right, here we go. Got it queued up, the first line here. And then, we'll look at the next part too. We're going to learn all of this in this part one. Butterfly all alone. Can you fly on your own? Da, 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 da. So this is a great tune, and it's got a great piano part in it. So if you don't know the song, look it up. It's for free on YouTube. You know, some of the best stuff isn't the most popular stuff that everybody knows. You know, we tend to know the songs that are number one hits on the radio or for whatever reason because it's put in our face. A lot of good stuff out there that doesn't have, you know, as many views and all of the notoriety. And this is a great song, and it's a great piano accompaniment. It will really help you, even if you don't, know the song right now. It's a great song just to play. It sounds beautiful, and it helps you with chords, with playing these patterns in the right hand. It's a very good song to learn. So let's get started. All right, I'm running a special right now on the website. $1 trial for 7 days. Cancel anytime. Just try out my stuff. I've been doing this for 20 years online, so plenty of content on there. You can also download my sheets. I write out by hand all of my sheets. I've always done that, so check it out. Let's get going. All right, we're in the key of F. Now, what does that mean, okay, if we're in the key of F? Well, it's going to tell us a couple of things to expect. That's why it helps to know what key you're in. So if we're in the key of F, F is 1, okay, it's the 1 chord. We're going to expect, of course, 1 chords, F chords, and we start with that. We're going to also expect a B flat chord here and there. There's one right there. And we're going to expect some C chords. That's your 5 chord in the key of F, C, E, G. We're going to have other chords, of course, but those are the primary ones we learn to expect and recognize, and it's very helpful when you're playing in this key. So let's start with that first one, okay? So F, A in the left hand. I'm going to tell you what fingers I'm using, but you don't have to use what I use. Okay, I have a classical background, so I tend to use some weird fingering sometimes. F, A, right hand, C, F, A, 1, 2, 4, okay? So F, A, C will be in that chord. That's the recipe for an F chord. There we have. Now, I'm just going to roll it like it says, left hand first. And I want to play that very musically. I don't want to go. Kind of reminds me of Bach, you know, that Bach tune. But that's what this starts out like. I roll my wrist. I let freedom in that wrist to move, okay? Don't stay stiff and stagnant. It makes it harder to play if you do that. Be relaxed. Okay, get that down, move to the next measure. Little blues for you. Very cool. This is an E half diminished chord. The G's not in the left hand, it's in the right, but it's E half diminished, E, B flat, D, 5, 2, 1. Right hand will be F, flip to G, kind of quick. I like to roll that left hand a little bit. So F to G, okay. Here's the second part. When you play a measure that has a lot of stuff in it, break it up into parts. Play the D again, then the right hand's going to go G, G sharp A. I call that a roll up. 1, 2, 3 on G, G sharp A. Then a C on the top. So take your time. and then A flat G. I'm just going to go 4-3, flip that. And then the last one, the little fourth group, is F, D, C, D. It's kind of quick. So that second measure, maybe 5-3-2-3 on that. So that puts you in position for the next chord. A lot of the fingering decisions you make should be to put you in position, good position, for the next thing you're going to play. All right, this is a free rubato. See that? That means a free tempo. You don't have to stay in a strict metronomic time for the intro. Once we get started, it's going to be, pretty steady. But right here, okay, guys, learn to work in sections. Don't move on until this feels pretty good. Till you can give yourself, a B on this, a grade of a B. Then you move on, and we have 3 chords in a row. Blocked chords. We have a D octave in the left. Right hand, we have A, D, F in the right. 1, 3, 5. It's D minor. The recipe for a D minor chord is DFA. And I say recipe because the notes will be mixed up sometimes. Play different ways, but you still need to recognize it when you see those letters in combination, DFA. This next chord's an A diminished, A, C, E flat, left hand on a C octave. Make sure, guys, to change your pedal. Okay, pedal. Then we have a B flat octave here. Right hand is F, B flat, D, 1, 3, 5. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Then I'm going to grab a really low B flat down there. Not loudly, though, soft. The lower frequency strings are already going to have more meat on them, more wavelength, so they're going to be heavier, so you have to really just give it a little touch. Now, I have this chord right here, and it's really one chord all the way up. It's a suspended chord, F, B flat, C, and it just gives us a nice kind of mystical sound. I'm going to play the first 3 notes like this, F, B flat, C, 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to roll my wrist a little bit that way as I go up to the next one, F, B flat, C, F. But see, the same notes are in it, F, B flat, C. Now, when you take traditional piano lessons, teachers are always telling you it's thumb under. And that's actually a terrible way to tell you because it makes you move the wrong way physically if you think thumb under. It's not thumb under, it's thumb over. Because you're moving this way, okay, and you're going like that. So it's this kind of motion as you move up, okay? Think thumb over. The thumb's going to come back down, but your motion to get there is like this. Use those joints in your wrist to help you. Your hand will automatically want to do that. In fact, you have a piano technique already built in, the hand, the one who designed it, put all that stuff in there so that you could do these things. So let it do it. So the second group is F, B flat, C, F, 1, 2, 3, 5. If you have a little space between them, it doesn't matter. And the next one is F, B flat. As I do that, see, I did it again. The reason I'm spending so much time on this technique is because once you get it down, you do it for everything. How many songs have arpeggios in them? They all have that, and that's the motion, is this. All right? It's not just for the, extremely talented. All of us can do it. F, B flat, C, F is the top one. So this last measure, 1, 2, 3. I did too many. 1, 2, 3. I still did it wrong. 2, 3. And if you do it a little differently, who cares, right? It's just playing music. So the whole intro. Okay. Rubato. And then we start the melody. So we have, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. All of my control devices for doing it in my studio now, I just have a bunch of phones and iPads, and they all, the apps control everything. It's really cool when it works. When it doesn't, it's frustrating. So, butterfly all alone. so we have this pattern. You probably heard the pattern. Do, 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 do. All right, so can you see what chord it is? I hope you can see FAC in there. There's our recipe. CFA. Now, you can get your fingers on that chord and you think of one thing instead of 8 things. You just roll the chord. But you see my wrist? I'm doing this motion as I'm playing. You don't want to stay stagnant and stay stiff. People think good technique is moving as little as possible. That's kind of true in a way, but there are many times when good technique is moving, not staying still. See, I'm moving. So you have to let that thumb get off of that C. Because if you hold on to the C, you can't move this way. See, as I move this way, the hand does that. If you learn this, it'll make it easy. Kind of feels really haphazard at first. And I'm not hitting them all strong. I'm not going. I hit the A strongest, I guess, and the F a little bit more. The C is a placeholder. Da, da, da. The thumb is the heaviest finger. It's the most meaty finger and the strongest finger. So you have to kind of, pull it back, restrain it a little bit. There's our first chord. Our next chord is a C sharp diminished, C sharp E G. Left hand moves down by step to E. I'm using 2, 3, 5. You can use what you want. So, butterfly all alone. Hear how mine sounds? If yours sounds like this. And you go, why doesn't mine sound like Shawn's? It's because it's the way you play it. It's not just what you play, but the how you play it. Da, 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 da. And once you get the technique, you don't have to learn it again on each chord. You just apply it to all the rest of them. It's like Karate Kid. Remember Karate Kid, wax on, wax off? Use that technique on all of it. Once he got it down, you can apply it to everything. That's D minor. Okay, so you practice those 3 measures. You don't move on. Hit the pause button on the video. Okay, if you're somebody who's going, slow down, you're going too fast. One of 2 things is happening. Either you're trying something that is too difficult for you at this stage. Not later on. Later on you can do it, but you need to play easy songs that are on your level. Plenty of great songs that are easy. The other thing is that you're trying to keep up with me. Hit the pause button. Use on the website, there's a slow down button. You can make a video slower. Okay? Next one's G minor. G in the bass. We move down quite a bit. Right hand has B flat, D, and B flat. That's the recipe for a G minor chord. G, B flat, D. Can you? And I still do my little motion. Okay? Then you try the whole line. Butterfly. Let's look at the third line. Fly on your own. Change the pedal fully, each measure. Don't just lift it a little bit. If you're on a real piano, you got to clear that pedal. And if you just go up a little bit, the dampers aren't completely coming down on the strings to stop the vibration. F chord here, you just have a lower F in the left hand. Right hand still CFA. This is an E flat chord. So we have a lot of chords that aren't B flat, C, or F, like I said, but you'll see these chords a lot. This is flat 7. F. E is the 7 in the key of F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Flat 7, you just move down a half step and play a chord there. Elton John did it all the time. Flat 7. E flat on the left, right hand B flat, E flat, G. Clear your pedal. There's our C chord, our 5 chord to 1. When you are in the key of F and you see a C chord, you're probably going to play an F chord on the next one. It's the strongest relationship in music theory is 5 to 1. 5 chord to the 1 chord, G, C, E, C. Double bar because we're starting the second half of this verse. Na, 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 na. So we have a different section there. Back to F chord. Okay, so look, repeated material. You already know how to play that. If a piece has, 7 or 8 pages, you're not actually I'm going to do a playthrough in a minute, but you don't have to learn 7 or 8 pages. Usually it's about, 3.5 pages because music repeats so much. So don't be overwhelmed by how many measures there are, because there's going to be a lot of repeating of things you've already learned. You're going to, start slow, and then you'll be able to move through it faster as you progress. All right, now we do a playthrough. I just played through the whole first page. And I'm zooming. I don't know, you probably can't see it anymore, but it's hard for me to scroll while I'm playing, to do that with my left foot. So I'd rather play it better. So I'm going to do it this way. Okay, so if you practice in sections, 1 measure at a time, 2 measures at a time, joining the chain and then doing another measure, you might spend, a few days on the first page. That's okay, but eventually the whole page becomes a link in your chain. Okay, and then you begin working on the second page. Here we go. Continues on. We'll continue it on the website. I think there's 7 or 8 pages total. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See ya on the website, Tom.